Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is February 13, 2024, and welcome to the Grand Supreme News channel. Alright guys, so we have some breaking news updates, some very important information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And it says here, DHS Secretary is the first cabinet official in nearly 150 years to be impeached. Once again, the House got the vote. Impeach Alejandro. Now, this thing is going to go to the Senate, and I do believe he will be acquitted. All right, so we're going to see what's going on here. And once again, guys, this is the man that allowed 11 million to come into the sleeping giant. Almost 11 million in 3 years. This is the man that the 4-6, the leader of the sleeping giant, chose him to be the head secretary of DH. You know what? He opened the doors. He opened the doors to 11 million, I believe. That's the number. So this is the reason why they are doing all this. They're trying to remove this person, and I do believe that he will be acquitted. They're not going to replace him. They're not going to do none of that. But this impeachment will go down in history. And again, it says here that he's the first cabinet official in nearly 150 years. That basically going to go down the history book. Along with the 4-6 Southern Crisis. Alright guys, before I start, give this video a big thumbs up. Share this video with your friends, family, some loved ones. I appreciate the love and support. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, once again, the PayPal link and the Patreon link is in the description box. Also guys, $1 a month Patreon will get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. And for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Now, the reason why I'm saying that he will be acquitted is because most of the Senate is left. All right, so they're going to say, you know, well, he hasn't done anything wrong. We're not going to remove him. It ain't gonna happen. He's gonna stay in that spotlight. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. Once again, this is the man that allowed 11 million to come in, and he doesn't have all the information, like how many of these groups have a record, or if they lawlessness. He has no idea of, again, those that's coming into the sleeping giants. He has no idea where they're coming from. He just let them in. Open the doors. All right. So you have the House on Tuesday narrowly secured a historic VOTE to, once again, impeach the Mr. Alejandro. All right. So it says here, Alejandro is the first cabinet official to be impeached since the 1870s. A vote made all the more remarkable by the right and ability to pass the same articles of impeachment last week, when 3 of the GOP members joined the left to tank the resolution, citing concerns their colleagues were abusing their power. All right, so it says here, the articles are not expected to move in the left-led Senate. Okay, so once again, the DHS described the vote as advancing without a shred of evidence or legitimate constitutional grounds. Give me a second here, guys. Something wrong with this website. All right, once again, they're doing this because look at New York, Chicago. I mean, you have Texas Gov sealing the southern region because this person here is letting many into the sleeping giant. The doors are open. Tuesday, 2/14/213. Wow, that's a close one. It's a recovery from an embarrassing speed bump for the speaker. whose fractious conference, particularly you have Mrs. Green, have made impeaching Alejandro a priority as they seek to make the Southern a central issue ahead of November. So you see what's going on here, guys, right? I posted a video earlier today about the bill of this $95 billion. And Mike is saying, look, you guys just want money to give to other lands, but what about the sleeping giant? Are you going to do anything about the southern region? So it seems like they taking action into their own hands. Texas is doing their job. And once again, we have no sleeping giant leader. So it's like Sheriff Rick Jones said, you are on your own. We don't have a sleeping giant leader. And yes, there is a sleeping giant leader, but he's a leader to other lands, not here in the sleeping giant. Alejandro deserved to be out. The Kongs has a constitutional obligation to do so. Mike said in a statement after the VOTE. Man, Mike is really pissing off Mr. Burns. Mike is really pissing off the LEFT. Mr. Mike had to contend with a razor-thin majority, a vote in NY Tuesday night that could narrow that majority even further, and a storm that blanked to keep the right from the Capitol. Once again, the vote was made possible only by the return of, you have the House Majority Leader, Mr. Steve, who missed last week's vote while undergoing treatment. Oh, wow. Sending prayers for quick recovery. So once again, the right leadership brought the vote to the floor last Tuesday, thinking they had enough members to clinch a win, only to be surprised by the return of, once again, Representative Al Green, who left the hospital bed where he was recovering from surgery to cast his no vote in a dramatic twist. So you have the right did not face such obstacle to their second vote, though they still lost the backing of the same trio of their colleagues, including Representative Mike from Wisconsin, who announced over the weekend he would no longer seek re-election. Once again, you have Representative Ken from Colorado and Tom from California, is all from the right side, also remain opposed. Now, once again, the House right will be remembered by history for trampling on the Constitution for political gain rather than working to solve the serious challenges at our Southern. Once again, okay, let's stop right here. So they're going to blame the right for all the Southern crisis? I mean, who's the one in charge of the sleeping giant? He could close it right now. Nobody's pointing finger at the 4-6. While Secretary Mr. Alejandro was helping a group of right and left develop bipartisan solution to strengthen the Southern security and get needed resources for enforcement, once again the House right have wasted months with this baseless unconstitutional impeach. Once again, the spokeswoman from DHS said in a statement, let's stop right here. Stop. The 4-6, he could close it. He don't need none of them. He don't need left. He don't need right. The 4-6 could come out. Statement, I'm closing the Southern region. He could say that and that's it. Finito. This game of chess, it seems like nobody knows how to play the game of chess. Meanwhile, the bear leader is laughing. He's laughing, saying, man, what a mess is going on out there in the sleeping giant. They can't even fix nothing there. Actually, it's not only the bear leader, but the entire world saying, man, look at them. Can't get along. Without a shred of evidence or legitimate grounds, and despite bipartisan opposition, once again, the House right have falsely smeared a dedicated public servant who has spent more than 20 years enforcing our laws and serving our land. Once again, Mr. Alejandro and the Department of Security will continue working every day to keep sleeping giants safe. Now I got that song stuck in my head, Alejandro. All right. So the GO, you know what, held the vote Tuesday night on a fly-in day. The same day, former Representative Mr. Tom, left from New York, was on the ballot in NY to regain his old seat following the removal of former Representative George Santos. A delayed vote and a victory by this person risk more closely balancing the chamber's numbers and the possibility of a tie vote, which will be a loss on the measures. The House did not debate the articles for a second time on Tuesday. Once again, Representative Blake Moore, a Republican for Utah, changed his vote to no last week in a procedural move that allowed for speedy reconsideration. But when the bill was considered last week, the GO, you know what, cast, I'm going to skip that name, as a warning to the sleeping giant while blaming Alejandro for the DRUGS here in the sleeping giant. You guys heard about Rick Harris, right? The owner from the pawn shop out there in Nevada. I believe it's Nevada. Rick Harris, the Pawn Star, right? So he came out and he said, we need to close the southern region because his son passed away a month ago from that DRUGS. Who's responsible for that? Well, you have a man by the name of Alejandro. Kept the doors open 3 years. Actually, 3.5 years. Almost 4 years. 11 million came in. But not only 11 million came in, but DRUGS came in. You can find videos of many, they call it the zombies. You can find many of those videos on, TikTok or other platform. You go to Philadelphia. Go to Philly. Go to like under the bridges in Philly, Chicago, California. Go to the go again NY. I mean, you're gonna find, and we need to pray for them. We truly need to pray for them. But they be under the bridge, and it's like you have all these liquor stores and stuff, and they like standing like, I mean, it seems like they're about to fall because they leaning forward, but it's, they just zoomed out, and this thing is coming from the southern region. We need to pray for them. I've seen videos and it's very sad. Very, very sad. Never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it. And guys, I was one of them. I never took that stuff right there. That's something new. But when I was young, I was into DRUGS. I was into all that. I was doing crazy stuff. Even other PILLS. I was doing so many of them, and it came to a point that I almost passed away. But again, the Lord gave me a second chance, and I repented and followed Christ, and I've been clean for many years. Many years. No more cigarettes. No more none of that type of stuff. No more liquor. No more. None of those. I mean, again, I've been so clean, and I thank the Lord for blessing me with a beautiful wife. So, yeah, and again, like I said, for those of you who's going through, struggles or like addiction stuff, you can always email me, and I could try to help you out, give you advice. My advice to you is stay in prayer and give it all to God. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. At the long run, at the very end, it's going to be worth it. Good things happen to those who wait. So again, make sure to stay in prayer and, do a lot of activities, a lot of reading and stuff. So he's disregarding the laws that this body passed, basically disregarding the institution in the Sleeping Giant Kongs, disregarding the Constitution in of itself, which says we write the laws and they execute them. The House Homeland, skip the name, Mr. Mark, who led the investigation into Alejandro, said after leaving the VOTE. So he should enforce and detain everybody, and he's not been doing that. And so we held him accountable tonight. Wow. They asked Alejandro, when people come in, do you check their background records? Not really. Not really? Have you heard about 2001? Have you seen the 2 birds that hit the 2 stones in NY? You are in charge of people, many coming into the Sleeping Giant. You don't check their background? No. It's so many of them. You just let them in. Wow. The GO blank case for impeachment is an unusual one, spurring criticism from the right legal scholars as well as the opposing right lawmakers who argued their colleagues did not meet the bar for impeachment. The right accused Alejandro of willful and systemic refusal to comply with law, claiming he violated the blank laws by failing to detain a sufficient number of these groups. Open the door. Let him in. Let him in. Open the door. But it's the head of the snake. Alejandro just taking orders. Again, by the head of the snake. Alejandro got his. The next one, 4-6. It says here, but no administration has ever detained all of these groups. And once again, the group of law experts who have weighed the claim determined that Alejandro did not violate any laws and is making the same tough choices past administrators have grappled with, about whom they have the resources to cuff, detain. Here's the thing. You cannot compare the 4-6 administration with the 4-5 administration. The 4-6 allowed 11 million. Meanwhile, the 4-5 decreased it. So again, you cannot compare it. You cannot. It's 2 different stories here. All right, so the 4-5 was trying to seal it and stop those from coming in. The 4-6 has opened the door and allowed millions. The articles also accuse him of breach of public trust, which includes misleading claims about Alejandro's interaction with the Kongs and his response to subpoenas from the House Homeland. And it also says he failed to take action to fulfill his statutory duty to control the southern region. If you have 11 million coming in 3 years, you need to go. So, again, plain and simple. Give me a second here, guys. There's a lot of information here. I'm debating if I should read the whole thing, but it's very important to read all this because it gives us an idea of what's really going on. So the LEFT have argued that the articles fall well short of the standard for impeachment and noted that the policy, the right to impeach him over, have been upheld in court. Look at this. After I'm not going to say that name. Wow. After extreme MAGA, right, first impeachment turned into an epic fail on the House floor last week, the tented vote tonight was an absolute travesty. Why do people got to use words like that? I mean, come on. You know, people that say words like this, it's because they're angry. It's like, you know, it's like acting like little young ones. You know, you take someone lollipop, they're going to call you names. I mean, that's how they act. They act like young ones, like little ones. Act like an adult. Stop calling names already. Instead of providing the Department of, you know what, the resources it needs or working together towards a solution, they have rejected any solution for the sole reason that they can have a blank wedge issue in the next year. I mean, it's coming to a point that everybody, even the LEFT, are fed up. Go to NY, everybody's fed up. And now there are rumors going around that you have to open your doors to these new people. You have to open your doors. Again, it's going to be one of those rules that, hey, you got an extra bedroom. You can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can fit 8 in there, okay? And we're going to give you, like, the food stamp and stuff like that. But, yeah, they're going to stay with you. History will judge what the right did tonight, and it won't be favorably. They threw the integrity of the House, the Constitution, as well as any glimmer of hope of working together under the bus. But when you guys do it to the 4-5, not once but twice, you guys, you get the free pass. It's okay for you guys to do it. But when it comes to the other side, they can't do it. That's the thing about when it comes to both sides. It's the same bird, just a different wing. All right, so the right voices that oppose an article express concerns the bill ran afoul of the standards laid out in the Constitution and saying that Alejandro's job performance did not amount to a crime. Well, with all the train derailments and so many other stuff going on, I do believe this, certain connection going on that could be related from those coming in. All right. What do they call this? Maladministration or incompetence does not rise to what our founders consider an impeached offense, Buck wrote. Okay. I'm going to skip the rest of this here, guys. So Alejandro case is dramatically different from the first cabinet officials to be impeached. Secretary of War William resigned from his post amid allegations he accepted kickbacks related to a lucrative military trading post, kicking off accusation of corrupt. I'm going to skip that name. It's likewise not clear whether the articles would get much consideration in the Senate. While the Senate left could VOTE immediately to dismiss, which I believe is going to happen. They're going to acquit this man. Articles of the impeach against Alejandro, they could also find ways to bury it. Once again, the LEFT could refer the matter to a special committee to review the impeached articles, which could then choose to bring it up for a vote after Election Day. Once again, the Senate right have also been much more openly dismissive of the impeach effort than their House counterparts. We got so many things to do. I don't think impeach was something intended to be brought up every 3 months or every 2 months. This person said, a member of the Senate Geo Blank leadership team. All right. So that's what's going on. That's the story. I do believe that Alejandro will be acquitted. And yeah, we're going to see what's going to happen. Either way, guys, it just is them telling the sleeping giant, we have someone that is allowing the doors to be open. and this is the person here. Now it will go straight to the other facility, the Senate, and they will determine whether they keep them or not. If they keep them, remember one thing: they are helping to keep the doors open and bring in millions. So you guys could look at them, and this coming November, you guys want to keep them or not. It's up to you. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, Luis Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon will get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.